what? We're going to make sure we fit everything in there tonight. We're going to rock and roll. Reverend Shock, how's it going, my king?
I'm right here. I'm phenomenal, my brother, my beloved.
Praise be to Allah, King.
And praises to God, Mauta. You are a living legend. You are a God with bones walking. I just love you, love your work in poetry, and have been moved by you for so many years. So honored to be on the platform with you, my beloved.
You've done.
Every single time. Give thanks, give thanks. Brother Reverend Shock, I'm going to hand over to you now to introduce the keynote speakers on Cosmic Innercourse.
So on my platform, family, as you know, I have some of the best, the greatest thinkers in the world. Our goal, our job is to not only prove that we are first frequency people, that we were the first chosen by Amma, which is the original corrective word for the word God. It's a Dogonic word that means the all in all. And we were first, and there's a reason why we were first. And the goal of this work that Andrew is doing, that I'm doing, that all of us are doing, is to restore, to liberate, emancipate, and educate our people, and restore the African back to its original seat, its original frequency, its original place in the world. And as I started working and producing my ministry back in 2019, Sister Ma'at M. Makaru Amen reached out to me because she was doing this process called melanin frequency, and she had these cards and these visuals that she was doing. And I said, oh, I'm totally in. She was absolutely amazing. She came onto my platform, tore it up, and we started working together. And over the course of, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, she started talking about the process of how to program. I do collapsing time and how to program yourself to manifest wealth, to attract wealth, and to sustain wealth. What Ma'at did was something I had never seen before. And I've, again, over 35 years, I've interviewed at least 2,000 people. I've never come across this before, something that works this powerful. She literally, we started getting into a conversation about how you can literally program a man can program his sperm, a woman can program her uterus to manifest whatever reality they choose to manifest. But the problem that we've been having is, and Dr. Clyde Winters even talks about this, is that when we don't know who we are and we are in trauma, when we meet someone for the first time, we're meeting to relieve or to remove that trauma. But what is actually happening is that a man is installing his trauma inside of his queen. Then his queen, because she gives birth to everything in the universe, gives birth to her trauma and his trauma. And now you have what I call the trauma drama dance. So when you have trauma has to come out. And so trauma then creates drama. You become somewhat addicted to that drama. And so every time that you see that person, now you are giving life to your chaos. Well, Ma'at, and along with Brother Neb Taharka, they came on my platform, man, and they taught me some stuff that changed my relationship of 18 years with my queen, right? And so I said, well, we need to get this out to the world. We need the world to know that you guys exist and that we can cosmically, and this is not a, I know there's one sister up there, I think her name was Aspire or something. She was saying, I can't wait for my cosmic intercourse. This is not just about the act of sex. This is about the arc, the sacredness of being able to program ourselves spiritually, sacredly, before entering and engaging in the act, so that we manifest what we want. And no one on planet Earth has done this and put this together. So family, as they say, put your hands together. and get ready to have your minds blown
Woo!
as I introduce to you High Priestess, Queen Mother, Ma'at Makaru Amen, and the brother from another mother, but I love him like no other, Brother Neb Taharka. Hotep community, what's going on, fam?
Hotep.
Hotep, peace, family, peace.
I tried to put a little Steve Harvey on it just for an introduction, you know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all coming out like just any other body else, you know.
Right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Oh man.
Well, hey,
So,
big ups to everyone. I tell you, I'm so.
Now, doesn't she look like my? Look at that face. I mean, she just glows. I mean, she just looks like.
Beautiful.
Where your wings at? Where your wings at? I'm just looking for the wings. I'm gonna mute myself and let y'all go. I don't know what y'all presenting. I'm gonna put in the chat here. I'm gonna put your. Let's see if I have it. Nope, I don't have it. Wait a minute. Let me find your. This cosmic intercourse, man. This thing is going to change the world. I have never seen anyone be able to reprogram, just really reprogram yourself so that you're just a total person. It's you can heal the trauma so that you no longer transfer the trauma, and kind of look at trauma almost as a venereal disease, right? That's what trauma is when we're having sex with people who are traumatized, right? So traumatized people have sex with traumatized people that begets more trauma, right? So now what we got to do is you're going to heal the trauma in me, but you're also going to teach me how to direct my spiritual energy to manifest the actual reality and the first frequency that I truly am. Who does this? Ma'at and Neb, that's who. So y'all go ahead. I just go shut up. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. Thank you, Brother Muhammad.
Thinking.
All right, good. Thanks, man. Rev Shock, I tell you, he is absolutely phenomenal. It is definitely an honor to be here and to have worked with Rev Shock now for a year and a half, no, two. I think it may have been 2 years by now, and I do thank him for introducing me to Brother Andrew Muhammad. I was introduced on the collapsing time webinars, and Brother Muhammad just blew me away. With the matrix.
You blew me away, sister.
And when I met him, I said, I gotta know your galactic signature. I really need to know, because I didn't know who I'm talking to. And and so we're gonna talk about, we're gonna put that in, we'll bring it up. And you know, definitely much love to Rev Shock. He's my big brother. You know, it's just been an honor to be here and to bring this information. We're really excited about it. I do want to give an introduction though to Neb Taharka, Kanishka Wack, and how we kind of came together on this information. Just a little bit about our background. We run an organization called Mimic, Melanated Immortals, Making Evolutionary Changes. And our mission, very similar, this is how we all connect, very similar to the same mission of First Frequency, the same mission that you guys have here. And so, you know, we're all coming together because we're shifting this thing, okay? So our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of high frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. And so that cosmic knowledge piece is how Neb Taharka and I kind of came together. We were in a previous organization and we worked together. We just kind of melded very well. And he was teaching this class called Hollow Mind Perceiver. And this cosmology, just so you guys may have heard this when I did the announcement, comes from It's based in the Olmec cosmology. The Olmecs, of course, if you listen to Dr. Winters, you know all about the Olmecs. And, you know, in the UK, you all have your own Olmecs over here, over in the UK. But the cosmology they left was very similar to the Kemetic cosmology, okay? And it's based on a 260-day cycle. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But Neb-Taharqa came on and really was a phenom, okay? Because a lot of us I have been initiated in a lot of things. I've been studying these things for a long time. Neb-Taharqa comes on, and he came in as an apprentice, okay? The teacher, somehow she couldn't teach. This guy comes in and he teaches the class like none other. Okay. And then he goes through all of these different levels. And he got 21 levels of this. It's called a hollow mind perceiver. And you're going to see a little bit of it. Well, what happened is that triggered me. It catalyzed me to come in with this hollow wound receiver. And I plopped it right on top of the hollow mind perceiver grid and say, hey, now how you like me now, Neb-Taharqa? What's up? You know, so anyway, it sounds real cosmic, but we're going to break it down into really small parts. But I wanted to just let you know his background and how phenomenal he is. He's like I said, now, you know, we do these archetypes. He's the same archetype as pi ratio. So you know how pi ratio works in the mind. This brother right here, okay, listen. I'm gonna let you be amazed by yourself, okay? But I'm just saying, just as quickly, he came up, he sped up. He, you know, with those who have been studying for 20, 30 years, okay, in a very short period of time, okay? And we literally evolved together. So it's just amazing. I just wanted to put that out there so you know who you dealing with, okay? So you know we ain't just bringing, what you say, just some regular guy on here, you know, just gonna say something or whatever. Nah, okay, so I'm gonna let you all be amazed yourself. So, I want to, Neb-Taharqa, if you want to speak, or you want me to go ahead and bring us in.
Listen,
just before Neb comes in, brother. Sorry, Taharqa. If you're feeling the spirit of Sister Priestess Ma'at, drop some ones in the platform right now. I've got to do that before anyone else comes in. If you're feeling the Queen's spirit already, drop some damn ones in that platform, man. Show the love. Because this has got to make, and if she speaks of this brother in the way she does, Brother Neb, we can't wait to hear from you, King. Please, just touch grace us with your spirit, brother.
Right, I sure will. But before I do, I have to give honor and thanks to the Most High, and really, Brother Andrew Muhammad. This is our first time connected, and I just wanted to sit here and talk to you. I just wanted to sit here and listen to you. I'm just amazed. I'm in amazement. I just want you to know what you are doing is just inspired me so much to watch how you're galvanizing the energy of our people.
Bow to you, my King. That means a lot.
I feel your spirit, and
I feel your spirit, King.
I'm just another you, and so that's first and foremost. Rev Shock is my brother from another mother. Me and him just clicked. You know, I didn't know what to expect.
I love you too, brother. I'm a little jealous because I ain't never introduced my ass like that. That's all I'm saying. I've known her before you. I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on, family, but there's some cosmic intercourse going on, because I don't get those kind of introductions right there. You know, when I see my I say, oh yeah, there's Rev Shock, and then just keep going. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what's up with that. I love you guys. I love you.
Oh man, brother, I love you.
I love you, Rev Shock. I love you, Rev Shock. You know I do.
Rev Shock.
Y'all know I ain't got no sense.
Now Rev Shock can pull out a whole nother side of me that, you know, I'm really a serious guy. For real, I'm really a very serious guy. But for Rev Shock,
I'll leave you alone. I don't want to see that side of you. I don't want them to know that side of you yet. No.
But I have to give a shout out to Muta. Oh my God! Listen, Now, I never told you this, High Priestess, but back in 2015, I think Yuta came to Atlanta to something called Speak Life at, I want to say it's at the Atlanta Playhouse. And I saw our brother, he was the keynote. And I said, what? I really wasn't deep in the consciousness at that time, not like anything like now. But that brother gave me a boost. And that's High Priestess. That's how I joined the mastermind.
Oh,
The mastermind,
okay.
It kind of taught me Pan-Africanism. And when I heard Brother Mute, it was amazing. I never heard nobody articulate messages like that. And so at the end of the Speak Life, I didn't even get a chance to meet him. I had to leave early. It was a nice intimate crowd. And then shortly after that, I joined the mastermind group, Achieving Inner Mastery. And this is where I started to really learn about Pan-Africanism. Brother Neil Taylor really took me under the wing, taught me the Meta Netter, and so much more about the Dogon, Brother Jared. And we had this group probably for about 6 years, and the group is still going on. And just so happened, I was actually working in another organization, and that's where I met High Priestess Ma'at. And so we started to gel. We started to say, wait a minute, I think we might be able to do a few other things outside of here. And so the rest is history. We started maybe 4 years ago, the Mimic platform, and we wanted to create a school of evolution. Our whole thought process was, if we could evolve into a level of intelligence where we can, allow our environment to align with us. And maybe if we able to take some of this knowledge, because we evolved tremendously through these groups. And so we wanted to create opportunity for other people to do the same. And so that's how all of this unfolded. So to all the speakers, man, the energy on this platform is flat out amazing. So big shout out to everybody on the UK and Hazel out of Jamaica.
Yes.
I know she's listening.
She's right there.
Yeah, I love Hazel. Yes. Hazel knows it. And I had no clue. I didn't make the connection. But I just wanted to say that, because when we talk about cosmic intercourse, we a lot of times we'll think about the actual physical act of sex, and we talk about the Kundalini energy, and some people even talk about tantric practices, but we're going to talk about it more from a standpoint of more of the fifth dimension, the mental aspect of it. And so what we can magnetize through the mind with that kind of energy coming through both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And so with that energy, what can we create when it's intentional and we are fully aware, Brother Andrew Muhammad, of what we are catalyzing, right, and orchestrating, so that we can create a new reality for ourselves through this interaction.
Brother, as you're speaking, I'm not joking, but the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. I'm not joking.
So you're going to say on your head. I was going to say,
I gotta come in on this one as well. It's like, wait a minute, you and I got the same Barbara. How the hell you got hair back there?
Dorita, big man.
You just hold on yourself. You and me go to the same Barbara. I go to shit and you go to big.
I was like, oh.
Big man speaking now. Big man speaking.
Order back.
Okay, sister, my aunt, brother Neb, time is very limited, so I'm gonna you're very, if you wanted to share your screen, you can share your screen. As you're doing that, I want to give a shout out to my daughter China, who's just logged on. I'll see my daughter China. Love you like cooked food, China. You make daddy so proud. So keep doing what you're doing, brother Neb. We love you, brother. Just that introduction. Your spirit, your energy is one with the Hidden Truth family. Please, and I'll say this tonight, brothers and sisters, as they're getting their platform ready. Tonight is just a taster. I've spoken to them behind the scenes. Tonight is just a taster. We at Hidden Truth will be doing some work with them via Reverend Shock. And we are going to be doing some courses via Reverend Shock, that we want to make sure that the Hidden Truth family is fully in tune over here with the cosmic intercourse. So tonight is just the introduction, brothers and sisters, Tonight is just the introduction. We will be going much more deeper into this realm. And I want to thank Reverend Shock for allowing this really to take place tonight. Reverend Shock, we love you, King. And
I love you back.
All right.
Honor.
All yours, Sister Ma'at, all yours, Brother Neb. We're here waiting for you.
All right. So let's get into it. We are so excited about this. So as I began to talk about that, this cosmology is based off of our Olmec ancestors, who are very similar to the Kemetic. And as you know, you guys have been on Rev Shock's platform, and and also here, we were everywhere on the planet. So we left the same thing everywhere we went. So in North America, the Olmec ancestors, as they call them, the Maya, okay, the Aztec, you'll hear all of that, but those are sometimes the terms that the European will throw in front so that you don't know who's behind it, right? Okay, so our Olmec ancestors, they used the system based, they had many calendars, okay, just like the Dogon. They had many calendars. One of their most sacred calendars, and you hear Dr. Winters talk about this as well, was called the Zokin. It's based off of 260 days. What is 260 days? 9 months. Okay, so we know what happens in 9 months. So we call that an incarnation cycle. But also, if you are a carrier of the female avatar, you have to take that to heart. Well, wait a minute, who carries these beings that are going to be incarnated for approximately 260 days? Okay, so this is part of the feminine divine system. We're going to talk about what the men do in a minute. This is the combination of us both. Okay, also, the Zokin is also based on 13 unit cycles, 13-day cycles. 13, also very feminine number to remember. Why? Because it takes 13 days for our eggs to mature in the body. On the 14th day, it's released. The ancestors call that the cycle of creation, literally the creation cycle. Okay, and then there are 20 archetypes. Archetypes are like the deities, the Neteru, the Orisha, the Aboson, okay, the Loa. 13 times 20 is 260. All right, and they call it the 260 expressions of the Creator, in which each one of us came in as one of those expressions. All right, so this right here, just if we stop right here, okay, you have to really think about that. We're carrying this in our system. Okay, when that egg is fertilized, okay, and let's talk about how fascinating and phenomenal the male avatar is, because the male carries the seed, okay, which stores the information that starts the unlocking process of literally unlocks matter, all right, to have us start the process to be able to put the mass, the mothers put the matter on things, all right? And so as Rev Shock was talking about in the beginning, the introduction, whatever thought we have, okay, whatever thought the male has when he ejaculates, that is what gets created. It doesn't, if it's either going to be a being, and most of the time this intercourse is not used for that, okay? It's a thought. We're always creating through this process, through the creation cycle. And so this is what we're going to talk about as we move on. We're going to talk about how these cycles create mentally, okay, and physically. But we just wanted to let you know how fascinating it is to be us in this physical form as a divine feminine and a divine masculine. Absolutely fascinating. All right. Now, when we talk about fame, so when we combine, and I'm gonna let Nev talk about this in a minute, when we combine the feminine and the masculine essence, okay, now we got something. Because what do? We spend all day talking about, well, you know, the men are like this and the women are like this and da 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 da. What we found out something pretty interesting. Okay, because we do that sometimes. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But what we found out is that when we come together in fame, in female and masculine essence. And when that happens, it's absolutely fascinating. Okay, it is the true divinity. Okay, the true union. When we're talking about being divine masculine and the divine feminine. And I really want Ned Taharka to talk about this because I really love the way that he explains this process.
Well, I certainly will. And thank you, High Priestess. And I can tell you that FAME is an incredible acronym. We have masculine traits and we have feminine traits. But when it's linked up by divinity, we now are bringing something very divine into the equation. But we know that with masculinity, we have, you know, our wants and our desires on what we think make us tick. And then the female avatar, they have their wants and their desires of what makes them tick. And this is where this whole concept comes from. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So we already, whether we knew it or not, was doing some cosmic intercourse, but we wasn't aware of it, okay? And I say that because when we talk about the planets and we talk about consciousness, you know, we go into a deeper space, but for this reason, let divinity choose what's gonna guide the union. It's unified by divinity. That means that, you know, just like in a being, there's 23 chromosomes from the male and there's 23 chromosomes from the female. And when we look at that, just think about the power that we are the physical embodiment of divine fame, masculine and feminine energy that's right in the body. But when we bring two people together, the essence of it is to create something greater than they both could create separately. If you listen, if you're getting together and you're picking someone that you want companionship with, and the two of you cannot create, it's not where you are. If you cannot create something better together than you could apart, then why are we getting together, first of all? And so there has to be some knowledge or knowing the ledge of how the female, if we're men, let's talk to the male avatar. If we're men on the line, we can't just know the physical attributes of the divine feminine and think that we're going to be able to have the kind of longevity that keeps her stimulated. Okay, what we have to understand is how the feminine reproductive system works. So I was so glad that Ma'at was able to articulate that. What happens with the 13-day process, and on the 14th day, the egg is released. Now, let me say this piece. With
Baba Neb,
yes.
Is the slideshow meant to be moving? Because we've been on the same slide. Just wanted to make sure that you were aware.
What slide is it on there?
Yeah. It's on fame. We're good.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, carry on, my brother. Sorry.
Okay.
Carry on.
Okay, so I'm saying this because the number one thing, I do something called one-on-one synchronicity coaching. And right now I'm at a little over 700 hours of one-on-one coaching. And the number one topic is what? Relationships. The number one topic in this process is relationships. So with this, I've discovered a lot. This has been over the last 3 years. I said, wow, this is amazing that this is what we're talking about. So our mission through fame is to shift the consciousness of our relationship from being me focused to other person focused. So another thing, if we can't get with somebody that we're willing to focus on, now we all willing to do that in the beginning when it's convenient. But I'm talking about long term. If we're not willing to focus on that person through the struggle and to those different things, we maybe not should get so deep invested into the relationship. But in the melanin dominant community, this is what we're doing. And we discovered in order to have a stronger unity, we had to let divinity lead and be the guide for the two energies to come together to create this level of dynamism. That's what we saw. All right. And when we're talking about the divinity, we're talking about our essence. We're talking about the spirit of this collaboration on how and what we create and how we appreciate what we create and how our purpose is intertwined and our missions are intertwined and all of that. So this is very powerful. Without divinity, we have masculine energy, we have feminine energy. I'm not so convinced that that's something alone that can give us the longevity and the joy, peace, and happiness that we like to have in our relationship. But when we bring divinity in and we let that guide, we have a more balanced approach. I'll turn it back to you, High Priestess.
Ashe. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about these 13 tones. We're going to go through these pretty briefly because this is just really a taste of, like Brother Muhammad said, this is just a taste of what we bring. But we're going to tell you how you can formulate this, and then we're going to keep it going. So all right, so let's talk about 13 tones. So the first tone is magnetic. Okay, now it makes sense. Now, let me just say this. These tones represent again, I said the feminine system. All right. It takes 13 days for an egg to mature. On the 14th day, the egg is released. Now, what we also know is that here's something that we want to put in our head, that our cycle works in, our menstrual cycle works in, it's a 28-day cycle. It's not 30 days, it's not 31 days, it's not. So the Gregorian calendar has us all mixed up. It is not designed to operate us as divine beings. This is why our ancestors had many, many calendars. They didn't just have one calendar, but they did have a calendar for a sacred cycle. They did not use the calendar that was used for people to pay taxes, which is the one that we're using, called the Gregorian calendar. And I like to diss that calendar. I call it Greg and them's calendar, okay? Just so I can remember what we're really talking about. We talking about Greg and them's calendar, right? Because what we know is not too long ago was December. We know that Dec means 10, not 12. Okay, Octo means 8, not 10. All right, and so we literally, this calendar has us messing up our neurons to do it. Now, this system here, a natural cycle. So we're taking you back to natural time. A natural cycle is 28 days. Okay. We have 13 of those cycles, not 12. 13 times 28 is 364. There's one day out of time, and then we move on. What we also have been able to do is, when I was looking at this information, I took a look and I said, well, what does this 28-day cycle mimic? Okay, I always say this, you don't have to believe anything that we say. You either look at it, how it operates in your body, how it operates in nature, or how it operates in the cosmos. That's how you get your confirmations. Okay, as above, so below, as within, as without, however you say it, right? Okay, but now, so 28, and that the menstrual cycle, the whole thing about an egg being released, okay, when the egg is released, if it's not fertilized, it erupts, okay? What else does that? A star. It's called a supernova. Now, most of us, again, have been trained to think that the sun is a masculine energy, but if you take the under a microscope and you look at a ovum, an egg, a female egg, and you look at the sun, they look very similar. Okay, and then also when that, if the sun was able to be penetrated, which it does not, not in a galaxy, because it is a life-changing event. Okay, our sun cannot be penetrated by actually a comet that looks just like a sperm. Okay, if that actually happened, it would be a life-changing event. So when you think about yourself, think about how awesome it is to just be you, because you represent something that does not happen in this galaxy very often. Okay. Because if it did, it would be life changing. So whether you're the first child or the 21st child, okay, you are absolutely amazing, because what you represent in the cosmos is a miracle. All right. So to come together in that form. So let's go back to the egg. Okay, so we know that the sun is a star. So literally, those of us who have the feminine avatar, we are walking around at least with about 500,000 suns in our body. Okay, if that sun if it's unfertilized, which is most of the time if we're having a menstrual cycle, and I'm going to talk about those who no longer have menstrual cycles too in a minute, okay? But if we no longer have a menstrual cycle, then that sun, that star, goes supernova. In the cosmos, when a star goes supernova, it forms a nebula. Okay, it creates a plasma around it in the body. If that's
lick shot on Babylon, lick shot on Babylon. Sister, teach, man, teach. This is mad what you're going into, man. Teach.
You thought I was BSing you. You thought I was playing. You know I ain't gonna bring y'all no
Reverend
BS.
Shock.
Come on
Reverend
now.
Shock, are you listening to this? Teach.
Yes, I'm living it. I'm not listening. I'm living it. I'm living it. Come on, goddess.
All right. So if a sun, so in the body, if one of those suns do not get fertilized, we go supernova. It's called a menstrual cycle. Now, we've been trained to dislike the menstrual cycle, okay? Because we had cramps, we got attitude, it's too long, we bleed too long, and if we have a mate, and this is, I know Ned, I see him right there. I look at Tahaka. He's just ready to get in, okay? But if you have someone who understands this process, then they like, hold on, wait a minute. What does a supernova do? Okay, it's a supernova. Okay, it is an energy of a star exploding, and it can create fantastic things, because in the cosmos, when a star goes supernova, it starts spitting out pieces of iron that create planets, that create moons, that could also, some of them might even create another galaxy or something like that. So depending on the star. So we literally are walking around with this cosmos, and we mad because we got a menstrual cycle. When it is an incredible experience if you know what it is. And you can plan these menstrual cycles. This is what we're going to be teaching in this course. Okay, based on these tones. Now, for those, I know you guys are saying, hey, what if you don't have a menstrual cycle? Oh, well, we love on Nev Shock's platform, we have Brother Akil. I said these are the OGs, right? There's a group of stars that sit off to the side of the galaxy. Okay, they're called the elder stars. They don't go supernova. They don't get caught up in the galaxy's business over there, okay? But they sit and they radiate a consistent frequency. So those of us, those who no longer have a menstrual cycle, and you feel like, hey, your time, you old, as they tell you, oh no, you're OG, original goddess. You sit and you radiate the frequency to the galaxy. Okay, and so you also have a tone. Whichever one you stopped on is the one that you radiate all the time, perpetually. Okay, because you transcended some things. You've already gone through, all of these supernovas from the ages of 12 to 50 something. Some people still are having these menstrual cycles in their 50s, almost 60s. Okay, so we are incredible beings, and we are sitting here stuck under, the belief that we are nothing and nobody when we literally carry the cosmos. And what we have done here is figured out just a little bit of how to use this energy, okay, to change our lives, to change how we operate with each other, and to be just to be excited about your menstrual cycle, or to be excited about not having a menstrual cycle. Either way, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. I know I done went off. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let Taharka, because I know he waiting. So I'm gonna pass it on to him.
Hey, I tell you, high priestess, first you have the essence of God, and then the God comes forth. So you can't have the essence without the God. We know that. So you just brought forth the essence of how this works. But just think about it. There's millions of eggs, there's millions of sons that's being carried in the female avatar. And so as males, if we understand that this type of energy is what's being carried by the universe carrier, our queen, our companion, whatever we want to call it, we have to treat it with the respect it deserves. We just thought it was, you know, a ball of flesh that's shaped right. Many people, at least I did when I was younger, but as I became more polished and more seasoned in this knowledge, I saw that. But how about this? I want to talk about the purpose, but before I talk about that purpose, I want to tell you with them sons, there are those millions of gods that can be produced through the universe carrier, the female, the divine feminine. And they each have 260 expressions of the creator. Well, what if
Shut
you
the
were
front door? Shut the front door. Brother, you're getting mathematical on our backsides.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Teach!
Yeah. Don't wait a minute. Let me sit up in my chair straight because boy, I don't know what
You don't know who you're messing with now. You don't know who you're dealing with. That's Neb.
Jeez.
That's Neb Taharka, bro. That's a
Jeez.
pharaoh. That's a pharaoh. You messing with a pharaoh.
That's the spirit of Haru on earth.
Woo!
Come on.
Now, brothers, let me tell you something, the key from the energetic standpoint. If you know that you know that you know that you know that you not only have a companion, but you have a carrier of millions of gods, millions of sons that have 260 expressions each.
Woo!
Divine feminine. How about 260 million levels of orgasms?
Oh no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
The hell with 9. What about every damn expression that the creator has comes through you, the essence, to produce the God. So now what can we create? And brothers, if we know that.
Somebody get Andrew a tissue. Somebody get Andrew a tissue and dry him off.
No, you didn't.
We need to dry Andrew off. That's all I'm saying.
Now, I'm not going to play with y'all tonight.
Come on.
I didn't come here to play.
Come on.
I came here to tell you we don't know what we walking around with.
Woo!
And so now when we get together and set a purpose through this magnetic, we're going to magnetize every single solitary thing in the galaxy to support what it is that we create. Tell me we can't do it when we got the supernova energy. Tell me we cannot do it when your lady, when your divine feminine has millions of God eggs in her, and with 260 expressions of egg, take your pick. There's no force, there's no power on the earth that can sustain that, and that's why we have to be contained.
Shut the front door. Shut the front door.
Can I get a one?
I told y'all, I'm so sorry. We should have had to look. Don't have food or water in your mouth. Make sure y'all sit down. When y'all watching this dude,
drop some ones. If you felt the science being dropped, drop the damn ones, man. This is
children. Don't try this at home. Children, do not try this at home. That's all I'm saying.
So when we sit down, family, let's
this
teach.
Is for grown folks.
When we sit down and set a purpose, purpose is the most powerful force in the universe. And so we need to sit down and say, what the hell is the purpose for all these millions of sons, millions of gods that each have 260 expressions each at minimum? What can we create? What can we not create with that type of energy? So what we do is we sit down on this magnetic tone. Is this when you started your cycle, sister? Divine feminine, if this when you start down, hey, divine masculine, this ain't the time to run and say, when will you be off? I got a business trip. Me and the boys are gonna play ball in the park. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're gonna sit down like it's a business. And you're gonna sit at the table and talk about, now what are we gonna create with 260 million expressions that you're walking around with when this supernova finishes going through your body? What are we gonna magnetize and create?
Come on, black man.
Can we do that? Now if you want to get some respect, you know, show some respect to my name. Show some respect to my name. You want to see some respect now from your divine feminine? Sit down and tell her that. And she will sit up straight and lean forward and say, sister, say that again. You wanna, I got what going on in me? So we don't follow no Gregorian artificial cycles no more, because it doesn't line up with the divine feminine. This feminine has
Nep, you're gonna have these British sisters searching for you with a flashlight.
Listen,
they're gonna be looking for you with a flashlight.
I've been doing one-legged burpees.
Jarita's right now getting her plane ticket right now. She's getting ready to search for you, brother. Just be careful now. Be careful, okay? Just don't you do it now. We don't want a Jarita drive-by. We don't want one of those on you. Okay? This is about to get real up in here. I told y'all I'm gonna bring the heat. I told y'all. We're gonna bring that heat.
It's your fault, Rev Shock, and you, Andrew Muhammad, too. Y'all done fooled around and catalyzed me, and I'm the catalyzer. So nah, it's coming out.
That's fine. I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame.
But I just want to say this before High Priestess comes back on, because we haven't went through the tones yet.
I don't know if we're gonna get through them.
Well, maybe we don't need to get through them, but if we could just marinate on what I just said, okay? And understand that these 13 cycles, I'm gonna tell you something else that's very powerful with these 13 cycles. The moon is mimicking the female, the divine feminine sun. Everything was around it. It doesn't have 12 cycles. So tell me why we keep following artificial cycles. Probably because we don't know. And that's what we have learned. But what I've done is I start following the 13 cycles. I even follow Ophiuchus. Let me tell you something else. With the mental capacity we're talking about evolving to, what if, I don't know this for sure, but I want to say this to all of you who are listening. What if it's not how the planets are aligned that determine how we behave? What if how we behave is determines how the planets align? Because we got all these damn suns in us, and we got this supernova energy, and they bowing down and lining up and say, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to focus on? How do you want us to create this new experience on the planet, the blue planet, the water planet?
Oh, that's
right. What if that's the case? And so we don't have to be under anything if we're God.
Come on now.
In the essence. Oh, so we're going to put God in the container now? We're going to say God on the surface. We God. And then we're going to come in and put it in the container, but we're going to bring the conditions now.
Teach, black man.
Mm-hmm.
It's the state of consciousness that we're in and the awareness. And that's why we talk about galactic consciousness and the cosmos. Because when you have cosmic intercourse, you have two cosmic beings come together with the knowledge of all these suns and all this supernova energy that we have to create with. So how dare us talk about we don't have no energy? We're not looking deep enough inside of ourselves and unblocking what's been blocked that's always been there, that we are now becoming aware of. High Priestess, you better grab this mic before
I'm telling you, man.
I'm about to go so deep up in here, man. I'm so hyped for this experience.
Come on, bring it. You bring it. It's all right.
Woo!
It's all right. Man,
but I'm serious. Yeah, go ahead, High Priestess.
Well, let's talk about how powerful, though. I love the way you talked about that. Let's talk about how powerful the male essence, okay, of that comet. Now, we ain't talking like right now. There's certain pictures you can get from NASA right now. They just don't show it to you because it's gonna scare everybody, right? That there are a bunch, I don't know how many comets flying around the sun trying to get in, right? Most of them get burned up in the atmosphere. So we're not talking about no little peon comets, right? We talking about Halley's comet. Okay, we talking about that comet that come past where you can see it from the sky. Okay, you got to be big, ladies. Okay, to be to penetrate the sun. Okay, we don't just let anything come in and penetrate. We just burn that stuff up. Okay, it burns up in the atmosphere. So you have to think about the essence of a comet that's big enough, strong enough, secure enough, okay, to penetrate a star. That which just does not happen. If it happens in this galaxy, everything changes. It happens someplace else. So the brothers, this is what you carry. And if you don't think you God, look at what your body does. You have an ever renewing energy called sperm. It's immortal. Okay, you can disperse as many as you want to, millions of them. And guess what happened? It just depends on the man. Okay, I don't know how long. Sometimes it may take 20, 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe next day or whatever, but they come back and you can disperse another million and million. It's ever renewing. They are immortal. If you don't think you God, your body is telling you. You, a man that's in his 90s and his 100 years old, he might not have as many, but he still has live sperm, live comets, all with the cosmic seed, the code to unlock matter. And that's the only matter that something as powerful as a sun would let in to penetrate it, to create a God form, a God force. That's what we doing every single time. And we just think we having sex. And when we're not creating a form, as Ned Taharka was talking about, the energy that is exchanged is still the same energy. You still have two cosmic forces coming together. One magnetic, one electric. That's the magno-electric field or the electromagnetic field, however you want to put it, that comes together and we can create anything. We have we literally, the matter, the uterus is a physical representation of the universe. We learned this from one of our teachers. Words that sound the same have similar meanings. Universe, uterus, utterance. We always hear about how the universe came together, right? And there was a sound, there was a ring, there was an utterance in the Kemetic cosmology. Okay, you see how that it was an utterance, a sound that came together. It's always represented by the cow, utters. Okay, always representing the goddesses is also represented by a cow or that kind of formation. The uterus, we're carrying the universe. We are universe carriers. We take this lightly. The vagina is the gateway. That's the gates of heaven that take you into the universe. And we don't take it lightly. Even the body doesn't take it lightly. Maybe the mind does, but there are connections. There are electrical signals that come from the uterus, the brain, literally the brain stem goes down the back of the spine. The uterus sits on top of it. There are neurological signals, some only produced by the uterus, that go to the brain and tell the brain what to do, tell the brain to produce the milk, tell the brain to cause the contractions. All right, so we take this lightly. When a man has the opportunity to plug into a woman, you are literally putting the seed, the information that you want to see materialize from the mother of matters, of matter and matters. You're plugging that into the universe. So if you just going in there and say, hey, I'm gonna just hit it and quit it, that's what you're putting into the universe. Okay, that's the utterance that's going to come out. That's what's going to materialize because we're the creator. I say the women are the creators, the men are the gods. Okay, the magnetic force and the electrical force. And so when we come together, you know, I love what Nanta Harker was saying about when we come together, how do we know? The reason this I've heard him say this before too. The reason this galaxy or this universe seems like it's so empty, why is that? Because we ain't put nothing there yet. We haven't placed life on these planets. That's why they're lifeless.
Come on now.
This is what we really here for, not for these traumas and dramas. This is why we got first frequency. Come in, get your traumas taken care of. Come in, learn how to get rid of the artificial mind, get back on natural time so we can start getting up on some real ish up in here, putting stuff out in the galaxy that has been granted to us. It's wide open. And there's enough gods and goddesses here to populate every one of them. We just got to start thinking about ourselves a little differently. We got to start thinking about ourselves like that. We're walking around. Just imagine telling your child that. And they know that from school age. They're the walking universe, or they are carriers of the sacred cosmic seed. That's what they do. That's what their purpose is. That's what they magnetize. What police got anything to do with that? What government have to do with that? What does any of this stuff have to do? That stuff, I believe, starts to disappear. It's up to us. Now, I know we didn't go through these tones. I don't think we needed to. We put these slides up here and we just we feel the energy of the people that we're talking to. And that's how we move through, because we're going to have a whole course on this. All right. And it's interesting that we stopped here on the magnetic tone, because the magnetic tone is the one that attracts the purpose. And so we had to take a moment and really talk about our purpose, because we can't go no further. We can't talk about nothing else if we don't know our purpose. It's not for the traumas and the dramas. Okay, this is why we have a lot of things out here. We have the first frequency, we have this platform, we have our mimic, we have the melanin frequency, all of these things to get us back in alignment with purpose so we can be the true goddesses and gods that we are. So, this is what happens when I get catalyzed by Taharka and the brothers. But I want to pass it back over to Taharka. And I think that maybe at this point, let me see. I don't know how are we doing for time, brother Andrew.
You got 5 minutes left, sister, but you've fed us so well. Carry on for 5 more minutes, beloved. 5 more minutes, please. This is just amazing. Brothers and sisters, if you're feeling our two guests, it's their debut show with us today. If you're feeling our two cosmic kings and queens, put down rock stone in the house. Put down a rock stone. If you're feeling them, put down rock stone. Carry on.
All right. I'm gonna let Taharka carry us out.
Well, I tell you, thanks, High Priestess. And I think that we needed, once the mind has been stretched, we've heard that it can never go back to its original state. And now that we know what we're dealing with, who would be given such a responsibility to carry so much cosmic energy in the uterus? Come on now. Who would be given so much responsibility to ensure that she would be able to be protected during that period to nurture this energy? And so you nurture her, and then she nurtures the energy.
Come on now.
Teach.
Come on now.
Teach.
Because she has this power, this divine feminine power. Now, I want to just say something real quick so you can understand the magnitude of what we're dealing with. Because when we're talking about this energy, and there's 13 stages of motion, how energy turns into matter. And this is where these tones come from. High Priestess hit on it in the beginning. And then there's 20 different frequencies of light. So we get this 1320, right? 260. Right, that's how we get to 260 expressions. We're talking about light and energy that when it moves into different stages, create matters and matters. So when we're sitting down with it now, before we want to the masculine energy, I'm only saying masculine because the divine nature of the man knows that there's something special about this divine feminine that needs to be cared for in a certain kind of way. All right. And so when we see this, watch this, watch the level of confidence that goes up when she knows you're not out taking a trip, right? During during those 7 days or 5 days, whatever it is, you ain't getting ghost. In fact, you and the children are talking about, yay, we're about to create something new these 28 days, these 28 energy earth rotations, right? And now we know this energy is coming through. So brothers, just think about how good it's going to be when she come off the cycle. When you've been there during the cycle. She thinking that she creating it all with these millions of suns, all of these 260 expressions, and she is pre-orgasmic. Now, when I'm talking about this, I'm not even talking about in a way that's perverted, but I'm talking about when we get into orgasmic, we're talking about energy that can create worlds. When we're talking about energy that can birth a God, you can't even get in this realm without a purpose, right? We don't need to find it. We are the purpose. We just need to see what came together energetically when we decided to open up the portal and come through and start creating the contract or the contractions. Right now, I want to say this in closing, that this has been a phenomenal eye opener. We're going to be doing a course on Rev Shock's platform here in the beginning of June, and hope I would love to. I think we might be able to come back, but I don't invite myself. I wait to be invited, and we could do a more detailed assessment of how this works, because every stage energy, there's 13 stages of it, just like there's 13 moons. The menstrual cycles, there's 13 cycles a year, yes? They're 28 days each, yes? So now, instead of mimicking something artificial and reducing our power to a fraction, that's all a decimal is. A decimal mathematical system reduces something that's 100% down to a 10%. And then only a part of the 10%. So what if we could now, through this process of fame, through this process of allowing, divinity is always there, abundance is always there. If we're not experiencing it, it's not because it's not there. It's not because you're cursed. It's because we're blocking it. So if you call a block a curse, well, you cursing yourself.
Come on.
How can you be cursed when you got all this energy? The only way that you're going to really curse yourself is if you start believing the artificial program over the natural cycles that brought us through all these suns, through all these supernova energy into the physical body. And we are remembering that. Now, if we're on a journey of remembrance and these two energies come together through divinity, and this generator of energy that's coming through the female, the male brings the intelligence to come and create the structure that supports the longevity of this energy coming out into a physical being. And now this instrument, this body and this brain, is an instrument, right, that accesses the mind. So this mind can be just your scalp, as big as your scalp, or this mind can be the planetary consciousness. This mind can be galactic consciousness, cosmic consciousness, universe, multiverse, whatever the consciousness is, and the focus becomes, that's the level that we can create. But because we don't know that, we just focus on much smaller things that in the matrix, it does not override the frequencies of the matrix. So we find ourselves in a feedback loop, not just in the matrix, but in our relationships and in our families. If we can embrace this concept, we will unwind the clock, the consciousness lock that we have that's taking us into more of a mechanical and artificial being and helping us remember what we just shared with you. And now we can create a purpose with that energy. The question is, what can't we do? That's the basis of cosmic intercourse. And I encourage all of you, if you want to get more information, of course, put the comments in, message us accordingly. You also can get into the course itself. And let me just say something about cosmic intercourse. For the expansion in higher states of consciousness, this is what we're remembering. Okay, this magno-electric of the female that's catalyzing all the that's calibrating all this energy, and then here we come to catalyze it and move it into a certain direction and formulate a structure that now allows it to be its full expression of itself. Okay, and so with this whole cosmic intercourse, there is a self-study to it. Now I'd encourage you to get it and start working on it, because it makes now the menstrual cycle period through the uterine tones a very exciting period. We know we're about to create something with this dynamic energy. We didn't even know it was dynamic energy, quite honestly. We just thought it was a time, she's getting more upset, more sensitive, more angry, less patience, because she knows that she's not able to do what she could be able to do with these millions of suns in her body. And brothers, we're supposed to have the energy and the intelligence to come and say, wait a minute, we got all this energy. Let's shape it. Let's put it and allow it to come out in its natural form and be the full expression of itself. Whether it's you're manifesting a compound, you're manifesting, better finances, you're manifesting whatever level you want to talk about, we can do it. So with that being said, I know we went a couple minutes over. I hope that this has been as impactful for you as it has been for me. We are embarking upon something that really I haven't seen being done before. And we sure welcome you all on the journey with us as we take this to a whole nother level. One other thing we'll talk about on the next time, the 7 stages of cosmic intercourse. These are mental levels. These are dimensions that we go into. And the course itself, it's $369 to take the self-study. Okay. We're going to be working out some things, those who take the self-study and what they're able to access when we do the live class. But needless to say, we give it's so many videos in here. It's 2 ebooks. We got the calendar. We got over 6 hours of video content in there. So there's no way that you could get stuck. If you get stuck, we got ways to access us so we can guide you through the process if you come into a little hurdle or a roadblock, right? A little speed bump. Don't turn speed bumps into roadblocks though, right? That just means that we're working through our own blockages. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it back over to Brother Andrew Muhammad.
Woo! Thank you so much, Mikey. Thank you so much, brothers and sisters.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you?
Wow. Wow. Come on, man. Come on, man. We went cosmic on your backside.
Go on, Papa G.
We went cosmic on your backside tonight. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, this was amazing.
Jarita and Samara look like they need a cigarette right now. I'm just saying they are good. They are good. I think I'll have me a little scotch and sofa myself tonight. I'm just saying.
Woo!
My goodness, honey, assume the position. All right now, let's go. Let's go.
Uncle, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut in. I don't know if we've got time. I know you're probably gonna push me off, but I'm sorry. On this one, I have to cut in. Sister, thank you so much. Brother, thank you so much. I am absolutely captivated by this discussion. And I think you just scratched the surface. You didn't even get deep. I was so bad that usually when I sit through these presentations, I sit here with my phone, but usually that's so that I can take screenshots with my camera. And I got so frustrated that I realized that I was responding to somebody's comment and I missed you scrolling through. I got the last 5 of the, what are the 13 tones? That's what I want to know. You don't have to go in deep, but if you can just tell me what they are, and you guys listen, because you're going to ask me to repeat this again. So can you please get your little pen out, get everything ready. If she can tell us what the 13 tones are. I got the last.
What?
Five.
Yeah, let me say magnetic purpose, okay, lunar challenge, electric activation, okay, self-existing form, overtone, that's brother Nev, he's the overtone. Radiance, okay. Rhythmic tone, that's a rev shock right there. Equality, see, I can do it to you too, rev shock.
That's right, go ahead on. I ain't mad at you.
The seventh tone is the resonant tone of attunement. The eighth tone, that's my tone, the galactic tone of integrity. The ninth tone is the solar tone of intention. Okay, the 10th tone is the planetary tone of manifestation. The 11th tone, that's brother Andrew right there. That is the spectral tone of liberation. Okay.
I remember.
Yes, the 12th tone, we're actually on the 12th tone today. The 12th tone is the crystal tone of cooperation. And the 13th tone, well, okay, so this is also something we're gonna get into it. So together, Neb, Taharka, and I make up the cosmic tone. That's why cosmic intercourse. Okay, so just play a word. So the cosmic tone of presence.
Wow.
Okay.
Andrew, you better have a replay of this. You better not talk about YouTube can't put this up. You better get the goddamn replay.
Absolutely.
You better find an MP4, download or some goddamn web, brother. I'm just letting you know right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, because I can't do, I used to do security back in the day. I can't do it no more. I can't secure you if you mess this up.
And let me say this, Sister Samara and Sister Jarita, if you contact me, we'll get you guys your signatures, you know, your galactic signatures or whatever. Because I love, when I get on here, I love to be able to, I need to know who I'm talking to. Okay.
Yes.
And I don't know, Rev Shock, if you have the link. I know.
I put it in there. Yeah, everybody's got the link.
Okay.
You already got a couple of people who already signed up for their galactic reading.
Okay.
So be careful what you ask for. So yeah, let me put. And of course, now that we're talking about it,
what do you need for that though? What do you need to find out?
I need your date of birth. The full date of birth. That's it.
I can
yeah,
provide you that.
I sent it to you.
I can't lie about being 25 on this one, right?
Well, you look like it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you do look like
black don't crack, it don't matter.
Absolutely. Brothers and sisters, please show the love. Sister Ma'at, Brother Neb Taharka, we definitely 100% by the grace of Allah want you back on the show. All I can see is people saying, when are they back on? When are they back on? Don't worry, that will be absolutely ASAP.
What y'all doing tomorrow? What y'all doing tomorrow?
That's all. Magnificent. Brothers and sisters, we don't want to create no stains in your house. I have to say that. We are not cleaning up nothing. It's all of yourself that you got to deal with tonight, because we went cosmic all over.
Where are you going with this, Andrew? Where is this going?
I'm a
little worried.
No, look, there's no Hidden Truth laundry service. It's
usually Rev Shock that does all the fussing and the nasty stuff. Wait a minute now. That's my domain, you know. Samara has to come out and censor me and stop me.
Brothers and sisters.
I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. I can't. Once the whole head, I can't bring it back in.
This way, cosmic.
All over.
But we'll be coming back. All right, just to say, brothers and sisters, with your family here tonight, we thank you both so much. We thank Reverend Shock for bringing you into our lives. And I'm telling you now, brothers and sisters, Ashe. It's been a beautiful, beautiful night. Remember, never, ever, ever, ever give up, brothers and sisters. This is our time. This is our place. This is our galactic signature to be here tonight, brothers and sisters. So once again, this was just a taster into the cosmic inner course, the first frequency, masculine and feminine sexual energy. We want to give major love to Sister Ma'at, High Priestess Ma'at, and our King, Pharaoh Nebtahaka. Absolutely. I mean, the two of you just let off tonight, man. And, you know, we felt your energy. We felt your sincerity. We felt your wisdom. You took us into the sun, moon, and stars, man, because I was introduced to it by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad through the teachers of the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And we were taught about the sun, moon, and stars, man. That is our nation. That is our destiny, man. But I love what Brother Neb said when he said, we are not restricted by the movements of the planets. When you're God, when you are a God, the planets will literally reverse around you if you but understand your real power, man. Understand your real power, what it means to be a God and a goddess in today's reality. Brothers and sisters, we want to thank international dub poet, Brother Supreme, Muta Baruka. Muta Baruka was in the house tonight. And you know, we felt it Rastafari to the highest level, man. I is gonna be here tonight. Don't forget, we had Sister Nicola from Aspire Consultancy. Don't forget, brothers, there's no point of talking about spiritual emancipation without there being a financial emancipation. We need to support Black businesses, and we together, working with the Black Business Conference, we'll be putting on Thursday, July the 14th. It's going to be a powerful day, brothers and sisters. July the 14th, if you're an entrepreneur or if you've got a business already, this is the place to be. We've got Black businesses from all over the UK coming together, helping each other. Let's not forget that. And let's give major thanks and praises and honor to Allah for blessing us with Sister Sasha Johnson. She's now in recovery mode, and there's going to be a big fundraiser for her in Oxford at the Blackbird Community Centre. We love you, Sister Sasha, and we thank Allah for blessing you with us. Let's not forget the power of love in this universe. Let's remember our brothers and sisters in Buffalo. Let's not forget our brothers and sisters in Buffalo, man. Right now, as we're doing this show, we've got mothers, fathers, children, grandparents grieving over their loss of just going to the supermarket for a minor excursion. Now they're never coming home again. Brothers and sisters, let's show love to those who are in our lives, regardless. Don't forget, next week, you know, when we got High Priestess Ma'at on the show, rolling with Pharaoh Nebtahaka, we can't come lightweight next week. We're gonna come back tough, because they set the standards this week. Yeah, we're gonna come tough. Yeah, so brothers and sisters, we're keeping it UK next week with our keynote speaker, Tony Warner, founder of the Black History Walks. He's gonna be dropping in with the Black British history, the success stories, and what we need to know. Don't forget, you're here with the Investigator and all of his crew of the Hidden Truth, Sister Jurita, Sister Samira, Sister China, Lady Ma'at, Adele. We are rolling together.
Do you like you? It's a question that we seldom ask ourselves, but it's one that when we do, we can actually start to be on that journey towards a positive self. Join me, Samira Killenbeck, Andrew Mohammed, aka The Investigator, Danielle Pile, Yinka Yusufu, and guests on Saturday the 25th of June at the Holiday Inn, Bloomsbury in London, just around the corner from Russell Square and Euston Tube Station, where we'll be exploring the concepts of self-awareness, emotional regulation, and resilience, so that we as individuals can come together as a collective to be best placed to boost our mental and emotional well-being, and as a community, rise up positively together. The day will include positive and practical workshops. You will be well fed because all of your refreshments and hot buffet is included, and we can't wait to see you there.
All right, brothers and sisters, that is what we're going to be doing. Don't forget, we have our own leadership schools. Please, if you want to support us, whether it be whatever finance you have, even if you haven't got any finances, contact the investigator and see which way you can help out. Let's not forget, brothers and sisters, that we have the Hidden Truth platform. Again, Sister Samira, if you could, Sister Jarita, can you put down the link for the donations? If you want to support us, brothers and sisters, we do all of what you saw tonight. You're getting it totally free. You know how much money we should be charging for an event like tonight? We are doing it totally free. Yeah, totally free of charge, brothers and sisters. But what we do appreciate, freedom is never free. Someone is paying behind the scenes. So, brothers and sisters, if you believe that what you heard tonight is good and the truth for Black people, let me know. If you believe that the Hidden Truth platform really does serve to educate and inspire Black people all over the world, let us know, brothers and sisters, because at the end of the show, please complete the questionnaire. Give us your feedback and let us know if you believe that we are doing a work of liberation for our people, man, because we don't get paid for doing this. This is done because we love freedom, we love truth, and we love justice. Sister Jarita or Sister Samira, can you please put the link for the Investigator 100